Attackers drop the bomb. 10 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. Attackers drop the bomb diffuser.
I'm reloading!
Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers need to protect it.
Oh, and the transition didn't work properly, but that's fine. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome to tonight's stream. This is going to be one of the last games of week number 3. We have 3 more to play, so this one included. And for once, I will not be alone, and I will not be casting alongside Madro. Actually, my co-host tonight is a new figure which you haven't seen on the stream before. His name is Yasin Good, and he is basically trying out. It is going to be his first casting ever. Yasin, hello, how are you doing? And you're not too nervous, I hope?
Hi, no, I'm not too nervous at all. It's going to be fun. First time, I'm going to see some of my friends playing, so going to be fun, hence.
Yeah, so I believe you are friends or you're close to the OnlyFans team. And so they were the ones that actually suggested to you that you try out casting, and this is where the idea came from, right?
Yeah, exactly. They said it would be fun if you do it, and I said, you know what? Let's do it.
And so it happened. So we were talking, we were introducing ourselves, but in the meantime, the players have been doing the map bans. We now have only 2 maps remaining, so we're going to be playing either on Kafe or on Villa. To be honest, neither of these maps seems to be overly preferred to the other one. Which one of those 2 maps would you expect to be playing here?
I think, yeah, I know, like I told you, I know OnlyFans pretty much, like
Yeah.
my friends, and they pretty good on Kafe, I think. So I won't be surprised if they choose. I don't know who's going. I don't know which team.
So Arson gets the last ban. Arson will pick the map, and then OnlyFans will pick the sides.
Okay, Arson. If I was playing for Arson, I would choose Villa, but they just banned Villa.
Oh well. So, I myself, I'm the tournament organizer. I have to remain neutral. But you, as long as you don't have an impact on the game, you can still say, "Oh, I'm friends with OnlyFans." So this would be possibly the preferred outcome for you. And without too many surprises, we are now going to be seeing OnlyFans start on attack on Kafe.
Oh, they chose a defense.
No, they chose attack.
Oh,
So
they chose that. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, you can see the little swords here next to their names. So yeah, OnlyFans attacking on Kafe. I feel like Kafe as a map has changed a lot recently. Like the meta around it is not what it used to be. Oh gosh, I have to change that real quick. Because for example, reading room is much more common as a defense nowadays. But, that map, even though we have figured out new ways to defend, for example, the reading room area, does not seem to be as defense-sided as it previously was. So all in all, let me just send this question your way. What has changed on Kafe exactly, and how does this impact, the game? Because, once again, that map would have been considered defense-sided, and this is why I would have been somewhat surprised that our OnlyFans picked the attacking side first. But that would have been 2 weeks ago. Now that map feels totally different.
I feel like every time there's a new map, it's always defended because we don't know how to attack it. But now
True,
we see
yeah.
like a lot of pro team attack Kafe, like you said, the meta and everything. Kafe, I don't think is a defendant side now. I think the attackers have a good chance to win.
Okay. So that's that.
If you ask me personally, I don't really like Kafe because I feel like the pushes are always the same. There's nothing new.
Yeah, that is absolutely sure. The push on Kafe is always the same. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you always come in from the top floor. Drop in through red hatch or through the skylight. If the OBJ is right there, good on you. If not, you go down a floor, and if it's still not there, you go down a second floor by clearing out the roamers as you go, and that makes Kafe really, really, I want to say, similar. Not to say boring, but it's really consistent for better or for worse.
Yeah, exactly. It will depend on the map too. Like if they ban Nomad, it'll change some of the way to attack it, but most of the time it's always the same push, like you just said.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I will also be starting a screen share on Discord. We hadn't had too much time to set these things up, simply because so I'm sharing with you the gaming computer screen, but you will not be seeing the replays in between the rounds on that screen, right? Since it's managed by OBS. So I hope that you have two screens or two computers, two screens at home on your setup. And I would encourage you to have Parsec on the first one and Discord on the other one, so you can turn around and take a look at the replays when you're in between two rounds.
That would have been great to know before. I took my second screen out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. No, I don't want to cast blame or anything, but you contacted me, 20 minutes before the game started? That was an extremely close margin, to prepare everything. So we both did what we could, and, the results, we'll get whatever we get. I don't think it's going to go too bad, right? Because if I did, I wouldn't have brought you on. But, thing is, having a co-host and having a discussion is always better than having a monologue. So if it's 1.5 times better than usual rather than two times better than usual, well, it's already a gain,
Exactly, why not? We're here to have fun,
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that is not fun is the fact that today was an extremely warm day here in Canada. I don't know where you live. I'm in the Saguenay region, and it was pretty hot. And since I'm in the basement, a family member came to me and asked for my fan, my ventilator, which I'm in the basement, so I had to give it to him because he was working remotely, COVID and all, upstairs. But then when you start pumping the computers and they're producing a lot of heat, it gets warm pretty quickly in here as soon as the computers are running, aka right about now. So yeah, not fun. I'll have to drink a lot of water. But then again, I came prepared. The chat also, if you're looking at the Discord screen share, you'll also see the chat, which I have pulled up on the OBS menus. And people are saying, Yasin is not a caster, but he's a pro spectator, though. Always dead in the first 20 seconds. So yeah, your friends, your friends are already shooting shade your way.
Let me guess, that's Percy, I guess?
That is Perseus RB. Yeah, I guess that's going to be Percy. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Percy's already in here. Oh, it's that boy I wanted to...
I actually knew Percy since my time on Xbox. It's
yeah?
quite a while, yeah.
Wait, I'm just gonna have to... Because Arson Esports, unfortunately, have had a lot of roster changes. And the problem that comes with roster changes is that the new players, of course, they don't know your strats and they don't know this and that. And therefore, J Headache, are you on my friends list? Are you connected? Blink. Also, so they're the VR guys now. So, of course, right, always having to relearn the strats, always having to get used to each other anew or again, is going to hinder their performances quite a bit. And as unfortunate as it is, they Arson Esports have had a rough start. They haven't had their first victory so far, but I have to add 2 asterisks to that factor. They did win a match, but then they were not running Moss, and the rules are the rules, so I had to give them the defeat because the anti-cheating measures are quite necessary to guarantee the integrity of the competition.
What map is it?
It's gonna be Kafe, and you're starting on defense, Arson.
Well, why?
So, did you click on what was the other one that was remaining? Did you click on Villa wanting to pick it? Let's hope not, because then that would be really unfortunate.
Wait, so we are going on Kafe?
Yeah. So, did you click on Villa wanting to pick it rather than to ban it? Still not getting an answer on that front.
Yeah, I think that's answering you. I don't know
It was
why.
to ban it.
Okay. So yeah, well, like Sarah said, if you clicked on Villa wanting to ban it, then Kafe is the last choice, right? Arson Esports. They're like asking questions like, "Oh, are we playing Kafe?" But then not really following up.
I mean, they choose the map.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, oh wait, wrong side. Yeah, wrong side. I swapped the teams' names. So if they have a problem with that, or if it was due to a moment of inattention.
Are we attack or defense first?
So Arson, you're defending first. It was my mistake. So yeah, I'm receiving Discord messages. Let's just keep an eye out on that. Should anything be happening? But then I look through and it looks like everything is fine. Okay, yeah. So I see that you guys are ready. Just to make sure, are your mosses running? Okay, awesome. So if you're still ready, I would just say good luck, have fun, and may the best team win.
Alright, appreciate it.
And without further ado, let's just jump right into the game. Also, quick reminder: Echo is I'm in caps lock. Okay, Echo is not allowed. I didn't have time to go into too much details, but there you go. Echo is still not allowed. So yeah, do you want to talk a bit about the glitch around Echo and why we're not allowing him in the competition?
That's funny because yesterday we did scream at team who is in the CL. They told us that the Echo that the bug was fixed.
Okay, I had not heard about that, so thank you for the good news, since a buggy game is never appreciated. So ultimately, Echo was not allowed at the beginning of the week, and I could not, for balancing sake, why are they banning Ash? I could not, for balancing sake, allow Echo to be played on one match, but not on the other one, right? You cannot have the same competition work under different rules for different games. So if he's fixed at the end of the week or starting next week, every match will have Echo allowed once again. So yeah, thank you for that, because I didn't know it. Yeah, why did they ban Ash though? This would be my greatest question, because Montang, Maestro, they are the typical expected bans, but then why would you go for Ash?
That's a good question. Like, I don't know why Ash. I don't know if they know someone who plays Ash in the other team. But I'm surprised too.
So OnlyFans did the ban on Ash, right? And once again, Arson Esports, they have lost basically all of their game, as unfortunate as it is. So yeah, they've had a victory because of they've had a victory taken away from them because of the absence of Moss for the one match, and then they've had a victory because a team disbanded, and therefore this team's victories or this team's matches will be forfeited basically. But other than that, Ash is basically a fragger, and by being literally the team at the bottom of the rankings currently, unfortunately for them, Arson Esports are not presenting themselves as being strong fraggers. So this is really, really surprising.
And if we look at the OnlyFans, they bring the IQ, the G8, also the Yana. So I think they're going to play like this very aggressively.
Many bombs as they can.
Indeed, yeah, that is for sure. OnlyFans. I mean, to be honest, okay, I think we both fully expect OnlyFans to win it. Once again, OnlyFans, they have a perfect winning streak. They have not yet lost their first match in this tournament, or in this league rather. Whereas they're literally fighting against the lowest team in the rankings. So I don't expect Arson Esports to win, and OnlyFans, knowing that they have the full advantage, or should, or are expected to have the full advantage, well, they know that they can allow themselves to just rush in heads down, and it wouldn't work against an equally skilled opponent, but here it might just be enough.
That's for sure, but like we never know. We, like,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
with this game, we never know what's gonna happen.
And, you know, one thing is for sure, I just talked Arson Esports down, kind of, like I just said, oh, they're not the best, oh, they're at the bottom of the rankings. But the thing is, when you look at them as players, as a team, as, you know, when you look at their performances, though, you know, once again, the roster changes quite a lot, a few of these players I've never seen before, they are pretty good, they are a pretty good team. You know, a few days ago, I would have said, oh, they just so happen to be playing against the better teams in the league at the beginning of the season, and this will, you know, will tank their rankings, and they will play against the lower teams or later on in the season, and this will, you know, allow themselves to get a higher ranking once more. But ultimately, no matter what happens, if you lose, you lost the point. And there is somebody. Oh, that's unfortunate. But there was somebody around here. Right over here. So that was Kyle, who has not been spotted. And King of Golds getting a TK on Percy. That is unfortunate. Kyle, did you not see him? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, and he is gonna get the double kill, gonna turn around and gonna get that frag. Your last player alive is Blink. Now in a 1v3 situation, Diffuser has been planted. Knowing that he's downstairs, he has to come up the stairs, and that is just gonna be extremely predictable. As we can see here, King of Gold's OnlyFans winning the round with minimal effort.
I really wonder how the nade killed Percy.
I think it was through the sunroof, so the skylight. They wanted to check an 8 in, and it must have bounced off of, you know, the structure, and that is why the nade didn't fall in, rebounded, and got a TK instead. That would be my theory.
It's a good theory though. King of Golds playing that Diana very well.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You could see that Iana was quite efficient. Like, okay, she didn't make one mistake. So when the hologram was in there, she didn't spot Kyle. And when she actually dropped down herself, Kyle turned around and started to shoot at her. Did not connect too much, and then King of Golds could turn around and get the flick shot on him, which, you know, is unfortunate. But at the end of the day, even though Kyle missed a lot of shots, Iana's hologram also missed his presence in the first place. So, you know, it's kind of a loss on both fronts. But Arson Esports' error ended up being fatal. By having lost on bar, of course, Arson Esports will go there once more. And to be honest, their strategy was just fine, right? They never made a tactical mistake. It just feels to me like they were outfragged and outgunned pretty easily, which is unfortunate. But it is not necessarily a mistake on their strategy, on their game sense, and on their critical thinking. So, yeah, Kyle asking, do I always have to keep my moss on? Yes, your moss has to remain on. I mean, look at it from a purely theoretical position. In theory, you could, you know, start up your cheat at round number 4, and if you turn off the moss at round number 3, well, you have no proofs that you were legit for the remainder of the round. No matter if I know the players, if I don't think personally that they're lying or that they're cheating, the only hard proof that we have is moss. So it is all we have to go by, so we really do have to insist on asking to the players to use it.
And it's only fair because both teams, they have to play the moss, so...
Yeah. It is unfortunate. If you have a player that has, you know, a weaker PC, if he runs, you know, 60 FPS constant, but, you know, if he barely runs with 60 FPS, then Moss can tank him down to, say, 40, right? But if you have a PC that runs 200 FPS, going down to, say, 180 isn't going to be much of a difference. That grenade could get a nice kill. It will deal a lot of damage to Blue. The second one could be better tossed. Yeah, Blue will once again take some damage, but nothing too major, and holding the angle, he is still there like a hawk, planning to deny entry. But then again, the attackers are no longer there.
I'm very surprised by the shield that you plays with. He's not holding piano, he's like holding to white all the way.
Yeah. Oh, and that just could get a kill, but it would be destroyed before. Nicely done. King of Gold also has been put in a down but not out situation. I believe it was Kyle from over there who did something. He's going to be tossing a goo mine. Apparently, Zofia here was able to destroy the shield. Oh, and King of Gold's losing connection. That is unfortunate. So now, a 4v5 situation. 1 minute 15 remaining on the clock. Arson Esports have been absolutely successful in delaying the push and stopping, say, the momentum. And now, well, time is going to be playing in their favor. Amani gets a kill, brings it back to a 4v4 situation. But then again, 4v4 is just an equilibrium. It's not an actual advantage. There you go, a double kill, turning that opening around against Arson Esports. Leaving the angle might have been a mistake, but then you do have Legion over there, Kyle, who did not shoot for the first few times around for some reasons. And there you go, he's not going to be picking up the kill once more. Now, in a 2v3 situation, the pressure is definitely mounting on OBJ. With a Guman in their foot, they are going to get killed here. But Treadful's position is now known, and he is backed, you know, in a corner. He cannot deny the plant of the diffuser. Gets a triple kill. Now in a 1v1 situation, 28 seconds remaining on the clock. Both players are down to 1 bullet worth of health. Any shot, any mistake is going to be fatal either way. And Amani will have to try to plant the diffuser pretty quickly if he doesn't do anything decisive. So what can you do? Rush in, and it looks like he's going to go for a plant. But it only seems to be a bait. He wants to draw his opponent out. It is not going to work out, however. Oh, Dreadful winning Arson Esports their first round.
That was very interesting smoke by Amani. Pushing the smokes was, I don't think it was the play to do. Should have stuck with the plant.
It feels to me like the smoke really were the bait, right? It was supposed to draw Kyle out. He was supposed to think, oh, she's planting. I have an easy shot. And that was the gamble Amani took, right? Planting would have been extremely dangerous if he was to stick to it for real, because he didn't have time to bait and to fake. So he would have to just keep on planting and hope for the best. But of course, or Dreadful rather, wouldn't have been, you know, a victim to that kind of ploy. So then you have to rush in, and looking at Amani's movements, it seems like he really did expect Dreadful to be in the freezer. But it is this crucial piece of missing information that ended up bringing about OnlyFans' doom, I believe.
Yeah, you're right about that. And King of Gold is still not back. So it's going to be a 4 against 5.
Yep. Absolutely, the 4v5 situation is unfortunate. Do they want to rehost?
They didn't say anything about the roast.
You know what? I shouldn't post this. As the organizer or as a caster, we cannot have an impact on the game. And even by suggesting to them, hey, do you want to rehost? That is kind of helping them out, you know? So
yeah.
As unfortunate as it is, we're going to be having, like you said, a 4v5 situation for this for the third round.
Attacker's objective is to locate
That will
the bomb
give
and
some
defuse it.
confidence to Arson. So they will, I think they will be ready to peak with OnlyFans.
Yep. Yeah, they are likely to feel quite confident, but then again, that confidence can erode extremely quickly, right? You lose a player, and you're down back to an equilibrium state. It is as if you hadn't lost a player in the first place. Dio here already putting some amount of pressure, nothing too major, and yeah, Cyrus right here is going to get the first kill on Dread. And that advantage, or, you know, that confidence that they may have felt a few moments ago is likely no longer there. Oh gosh, the Farfight's going to erupt here, but his flank is going to be open as soon as the breaching charge erupts, and it is going to blow up just about now. So it's going to be a life for a life. Now down to a 3v3 situation. Nobody has the intrinsic advantage, and Blink is holding the top floor. By being this aggressive, OnlyFans are, of course, neglecting to flush out the roamers, and that is going to work to that Arson Esports' advantage. Blink, who is unlikely to receive too much pressure, right? There's no attacker up there to, you know, take him out or to outflank him or anything along those lines. So all you can do is recover the diffuser and try again, either there once more when the smoke cloud dissipates, or flank and go somewhere else. It remains to be seen. Looks like Amani wants to stick to it, and Percy seemed to be droning the other area to make sure, or to check if he could flank through there. So, are we gonna have a split push? Is he just holding the angle? It remains to be seen, but for the time being, one thing's for sure, Blink in the roaming game is still not at risk whatsoever.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Amani right here, of course, Percy just died. Sarah's rather just died, and therefore he had to check on his left side. If not, the flank would have been really open. That would have been quite dangerous. And Kyle now being the last player alive, it is going to be basically revenge, or the same situation as last time. He has a lot more time on his hands, so he can still bait the plant if he wants to, and he's going to do just that. What about Kyle? I believe he should hear that.
Yes, smokes.
He does have smokes, but he's not going to be using them. Visibly, he does not know where Amani is. That is definite. And of course, he cannot just rush in. He is going to have to destroy the track stingers, but he elects to not do that. Instead, he will be flanking. King of Gold is just spamming the yes and good in the chat. But in the meantime, yeah, Kyle is slowly flanking. There's going to be no track stingers on that front. His position, as far as I know, yeah, it is going to be known because there's a drone tagging, and that is going to be his demise. Should have seen the drone, should have shot it down, because even if the drone saw you before you shoot it, well, the enemy is not going to have the exact position thanks to the ping, so there you go.
It was a nice ult by Arson, but they peek way too much. That's the only problem I see with them. It was a 2 versus 1. They should have just played aside. But they were a bit greedy. That's why they lost this round.
Yeah, like you said, they are at the beginning of the round, like you anticipated to see the round go. They were quite, I want to say, feeling confident because they had the numerical advantage. But then that totally backfired. Like you said, they were greedy, they overpeaked. You saw a few players, tried to hold bakery when staying behind the reinforced walls might have been prudent, and all that good stuff. Also, if I was to just add, my impressions to the round, they had roamers which were never challenged, right? Blink died when he came back down. And therefore, having maybe a bigger roam presence and making sure to hold the top floor to, for example, deny the plant of the diffuser to Amani when he was planting, that could have been interesting. But then again, we're only talking about hypotheticals here.
I think it's a lack of experience by Arson.
Might very well be the case. Like we talked about earlier, the roster is ever changing, and therefore you never really know which player knows the strats and what kind of depth they can put in their strat making, because they don't know each other as well as, say, OnlyFans players do. So it is going to be putting a damper on Arson Esports' performances. It is just a temporary damper, of course, but it is going to hold for long enough to be to have a decisive impact on that game. Looking at the composition, or rather at the positioning, it seems like Blank will be roaming once more, but he will once again be the lone roamer in that composition, that strategy. Whereas you can see that their wall is not even reinforced, and that is going to be unfortunate, as Dio will get a first kill on blue, and he is already basically poised to walk in, right? Of course, the Vulcan shields can still be destroyed, but other than that, you only need a simple kill on Dread, and you could hypothetically plant the diffuser, right? Oh no, but then King of Gold wanted to enter in. He was really aggressive. That didn't work out too well. Blink with that peek got the kill. No, got killed by Percy above his shoulder. Okay, so that's even better now for OnlyFans. 3 defenders remaining, and one of them is not even on bomb site. And Kyle is looking directly above Dread's shoulder, basically holding the same angle. That is going to leave the OBJ sorely exposed. 4v2 situation, things are looking grim as far as this round is concerned.
That's a nice angle by Wamai.
Oh yeah, it is. That angle, though, no matter how strong it is only going to watch a very narrow portion of the bomb site, and it's not going to be enough to, for example, deny Amani the plant here. So try as you may, you're going to have to move a little bit to get the kill on the planter, and he's going to be too little too late, leaving us with Dreadful, last player alive in a 1v3 situation. Visibly, he does not know. That was a TK! That was an unfortunate TK, but I was saying, he did not know where his opponents were, right? He was looking outside the window when they all were in the building. Oh, how unfortunate here, Percy. Wanted to kill for himself.
On purpose, to be honest.
It looks like it was on purpose, yeah.
But once again, Arson, they peak way too much. The Goyo should have never peaked the Sophia like that. And you just lose your go at first.
Yeah, utility-wise, Goyos are the biggest though, right? I mean, the Vulcan shields have been planted down, and somebody else could still detonate them. Unlike a smoke, if he dies, you flat out lose the toxic babes. So yeah, the gun is really good, right? The ACOG on the defense, that's quite rare. But utility-wise, it wasn't the biggest loss ever. It was just overly aggressive, way too aggressive, if I do say so myself, right? Peeking the way he did through an opening in a wall that should have been reinforced in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, not looking too good here. So, after having lost 2 times in a row on Kitchen, they're going to be defending Bar again. And we've seen that Bar can go both ways. My question would be, do you see anything different in the initial setup that might indicate that this round would go differently than what we've seen previously?
If I look at the Arson, they have a Valkyrie, they have Antals. It looks like the same setup that the last time.
It does, right?
Once again, the shield. I don't understand the shield for mute.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb. Bomb located by attackers.
Sorry, I was just drinking a bit of water. Like I said, it's pretty hot in here. Yeah, so if we were to take a look at Mute's shield. So, if the shield is to be placed directly in the doorway, it is quite vulnerable to, say, the first Ash impact grenade. So by putting it, you know, a few feet behind the doorway, you can hypothetically put for example, a Wamai or a Jaeger ADS behind the door, and then it's going to protect the shield. But I see no such device being planted there, and the trade-off is, of course, that Percy being quite aggressive, and he's going to get the double kill here. So let's not talk about the shield anymore, because it doesn't appear to be too important. Saris was able to repel in using the Gura hook. Apparently it was not too useful. Link getting the kill on Thermite. That was the barrel of the diffuser. So this frag individually is going to be huge. Dreadful might as well die. It no longer really matters. Control of OBG doesn't matter. Oh no, and he's going to be pinged. Unfortunately, he has to rotate out, but of course it's just not going to work out. So attackers do have the bomb site, but it's going to be next to worthless since they do not have that diffuser. Blink being in a power position, heavy pre-fires will of course indicate Dio's presence. He will get the first kill, but then the advantage of surprise has now been lost. So unfortunate as it is, he has to remain still because of the Lion drone, and that's going to open him up to a wall bang. Was that a wall bang? It was a wall bang. So there you go.
A nice try by Jaeger.
Wow. Valiant effort, definitely. Like, he did his best, but then he was pinned. The attackers know where he was, and he couldn't move because of that lion. So he was really open to an unfortunate wallbang, and an unfortunate wallbang it will have been. So
I really like the OnlyFans attack. They brought the Maru, they brought the lion, and now we have the Blitz and the Blackbird.
Yeah. You guys don't see it because of the replays, but yes, of course, we are going to be seeing a Blitz and a Blackbeard, but we are also going to be seeing a rehost situation. Leave, well, never mind, okay. Alright, so, as weird as it is, I mean, the player, the fifth on Arson Esports has not been able to join back in, right? It is going to be a 4v5 situation. Arson asked to have the rehost, and then they just said, okay, no rehost instead. So I'm a bit surprised. Yeah. Like, why would you not want to play 5-on-5, right? I mean, both teams are entitled to a rehost per match, so I don't know if they're keeping it for later on. I've never seen in an online tournament the rehost being used as a tactical timeout, since it does, you know, put a pause on the game. Maybe that's why they want to keep it, but I don't think, or I hope that they're not counting on technical issues later on, and that's why they want to save the rehost, or, you know, anything along those lines. Maybe they're just losing faith and thinking to themselves, it won't matter, even on a 5-on-5 who can't win, so why even bother with the rehost and all that good stuff. Looks like Saris will be out of range, unfortunately, so he will have to come up here first and then just jump down again, so why even use up the utility?
It's a rush.
It is a rush. And Percy will be surviving through that pretty good, but if he looks the wrong way, he's gonna get a bullet in the shoulder. Flat. Oh gosh, that natural cell has to get destroyed before it detonates, and Dread is gonna be in the down but not out stage. Therefore, Percy will be saved. Blue now finding himself facing off against a brutal rush. There's nothing he can do. Blank, last player alive. Can you produce a miracle? Can you get the ace? As unlikely as it is, we are going to be seeing a first TK as well. Another TK. Yeah, it definitely does look like OnlyFans are toying with the food. I mean, lying with a shotgun. That says everything.
This shotgun is so good, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it is a good gun, right? I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, in a competitive environment, the other guns are still going to be better.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, so they are unironically playing the shotgun. They're playing the shotgun because they can allow themselves to, but they're not using the shotgun to overly troll, right? They're using a weaker weapon, but they're using it like you should be using the gun. So there you have it. It's 5-1 for the rule swap. It's going to be a tough hill to climb out of for Arson Esports.
I hope they go into 6 big ace. I don't know if the ace is allowed yet.
Oh shit, right. Dread said auto pick. Okay, so here is my suggestion. And I'm gonna honestly ask you if this feels like it is balanced. So Ace's guns, you know, the AK-12 is already in the game because you know the ban on the operators is to make sure that they're balanced. Remember Lion when Lion was introduced to the game? But the AK-12 as a gun is balanced. So would it be fair to allow them to play but not use the utility, like basically play as a recruit?
I mean, the rules are the rules. I don't think it should be allowed to be played, but once, like you said, that the gun is in the game already, but you shouldn't play the utility for sure.
5 seconds left.
Well, you know what? Yeah, like you said, the rules are the rules. Simply because other players had to team kill when they, you know, auto-picked or by accident picked the wrong operator. So as unfortunate as it is to have it be fair to those other teams, I'm gonna have to ask, or I'm not gonna be amending the rules just here. You know, Arson Esports, they're getting their butts handed to them as unfortunate as it is. So giving them any advantage might have made the game a bit more interesting to watch. But right here, it looks like Dreadful is having a lot of difficulties to get the kill. Was it Sergeant Percy? You know, both Doc and Rook are here, so the silhouettes are hard to distinguish from a long distance. Amani is going to get the kill on Dreadful after all, and what a massacre. They haven't even made it to the building, and it's already a 2v5 situation. That's rough. That's going to be hard.
Are way too good for Arson to handle.
Yeah, that's as unfortunate as it is. We cannot deny that at this point. It would just be, you know, denial.
Yeah. Another TK for OnlyFans.
Okay, so here, since we are going to be in a, I don't want to say troll or the victory is guaranteed, might as well have a little bit of fun. You know, this kind of seems to be the mood on OnlyFans' sides or in OnlyFans' chat. I have never seen, or I have only very rarely seen this kind of, I want to say, approach, where instead of trolling and TKing and that kind of stuff, might as well only have like the one player that moves, the other ones stay in the, you know, stay in the spawn, the defenders in that instance, right? And the first guy tries to get the ace, because
yeah,
an ace,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun because, you know, even against weaker opponents, an ace is still something to, you know, it still does have value. So by TKing, they're not getting, you know, the flawless round, that little badge of honor. An ace would be really nice, or even, you know, just to try to practice your reflexes, flick shots, and you know, game sense. Since you're alone, nobody's gonna be calling out, right? And all that good stuff might be interesting. You know, basically emulating a clutch situation. So I think if they were to try to, you know, get a badge of honor out of this match, an ace would be really nice to see, because TKs are always somewhat, you know, unfortunate, even if they are being TK'd in the current situation that we're going to be seeing here.
Exactly, and we can see the dog and the rook again, so they're going to do the same spawn pick they just did.
It definitely looks like we're going to be seeing the exact same thing. Wait, they did not go there last round?
No, they went kitchen.
Oh, we didn't like the Arson Esports. We're not even able to set foot on in the building itself, let alone the bomb site. So that's why I had not even figured out where the bomb site was. So that was kitchen. You know, I have to keep a log. Should we have Sarah saying, "Imagine not using the MP5"? Is he like the only one that's not playing MP5 or what? No.
Is Doug playing the P90?
Possibly, because I mean, kind of the joke is, Dio has the MP5. MP5K is basically a short MP5, right? MP5 also, and then MPX. It's the same family of guns.
Locate a bomb and defuse
No, he's on the MP5. Okay, so this is kind of the troll they're going for. I see. I see.
discovered.
And King of Gold, just going in and out, in and out. But then you're gonna have already a first kill of Amani. Dreadful is gonna get a refrag. So of course, at this point, Arson Esports are expecting the spawn kills, and they're gonna be defending against that as much as they can. I mean, why not bring out, say, a Montaigne at this point and make sure to at least be able to get back on inside the building.
That would have been a smart move by Arson.
King of Gold is being extremely aggressive. It is gonna work out. I believe the Valkyrie that went outside was a distraction that gave the kill on Doc, because Blue was technically holding the angle like a hawk, right? And there you have it. This game, unfortunately for Arson Esports, was just a technicality, right? It was no contest whatsoever. They just got chewed up from A to Z.
We didn't see any strat from OnlyFans. I would have loved to see some, but they didn't need to play any strategy against Arson. They just peeked everything and they won the game.
You're absolutely right. I mean, scouting is a factor in Rainbow Six Siege, and by not presenting any strategies, they didn't give anything to an opponent to have to strat about. So this will have been a fairly, I want to say, decisive and quick game. We are still going to be saying GG's to the players, so let's just type that in the chat. Oh, and also let me just...
Good game.
Let me just pop the
Good game,
replays. I should have done this a few moments ago. Let's get right into the replays right here. Here we go. And yeah, so we're going to have two things to do. Item number 1 on the list. Yes, Aris, we're going to do an interview. So that would have been one of the two things on the list that I just mentioned.
I would like to interview King of Golds. He had a very nice game.
They can all get in the chat, in the Discord server. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not, I'm not gonna be sticking to a rule where only the team captain can do the interview. I feel like every player does have his own perspective on the game, right? And different people are going to be experiencing the same events differently. So this is why I like to have a conversation more than just a one-on-one conversation. So we're going to be moving to the Discord server. I'm going to be going in a public channel. So this is going to cut off our private call. So I just invite you to join me back in the Vibin channel. All right. So, hi Cyrus, hi Perseus. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing pretty well. That match was quite short, however. But then again, right, you just won 7-1, so you must be feeling a bit better than I am.
Yeah.
Let me just enter
right
that match real quick. And that will be done. Oh, he's... Yasin, the co-host, is not on my Discord.
Shit, invite him. We need him with the...
I can send him. I can send it to him.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I was just, fumbling with the buttons on Discord.
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Let's just specify he has to use the rules to give him, or the welcome channel to give him a few rules to see the server, and then he should be good to join us. Okay. So yeah, let's just wait another, say, 30 seconds. He should join us momentarily, and then we can talk about basically how and why you won in such a decisive fashion. But in the meantime, let's keep an eye on the logging channel. Haven't seen him join the server just yet. So yeah, let's start without him, because if not, we're gonna be having a few blank moments here. You won 7-1.
Yeah.
I could say why and how, but then it just seems like you were able to quite easily overpower and outgun Arson Esports. So strategy-wise, you didn't have to go too much in depth, or you didn't have to burn any strategies or to do anything too crazy. You just rushed in, and we really did see this, right? The last rounds when you were attacking, Amaru and Blitz were making an appearance. When defending, of course, heavy spawn kills. So you were really confident and in full control of everything from A to Z, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So that was an easy and a quick question. So you were in a 4v5 situation. One of the rounds you had lost a player and you
Yeah.
decided not to rehost. That round might have been a bit more difficult for you, but then you still were pretty aggressive, or we didn't feel you be more cautious because you had a numerical disadvantage or something along those lines. Did you play any different on that round than on the other ones?
Honestly, I think one of our players didn't even realize that we were in a 4v5 until the guy came back.
Oh, I
We
see.
were not, we weren't very focused on the match. We were just playing for fun.
And at the same time, we lost our Iana. 'Cause, I know King of Goals was playing Iana. It's not a.
King
It's
of
not a,
Gold.
yeah, that's his name, right?
I
And
mean, yeah.
it's not an operator we really need to make a push. So that's why we didn't really change our way of pushing. And we knew we could outgun them, so we just ran in.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So all in all, with this having been an extremely, quick and short game, there's not too much I have to add here. Oh, wait. He says... he says he's not able to give himself a role. Is my bot dead? Because if it is, I'm going to have a chat with the bot. Yeah, I'm sorry for kind of cutting off mid-sentence here. No, it seems to be working.
I mean, it's Yasin. He's a bit of a butt sometimes, so you gotta forgive him.
So so this match was really quick and didn't last too long. So I don't have too much to add to that.
I mean, yeah, we have King of Gourds on our team, and we were facing a gold team, so obviously we were like gonna win. So we were pretty confident about that match.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, Yasin.
So yeah, Yasin is here. Yasin, you will have missed the first part of the interview, but if you have any questions to ask to them, now would be a good time because this being a short match, I didn't have too many questions to ask them. So is there anything you want to add to, or any question you want to ask them?
I would have just liked to see some strat from OnlyFans. I don't think that.
Oh, we use Oliver Strat.
Are you sure about that?
But I mean, would it be worth it to use strats against a team we know we would win just by rushing them?
I know that.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I would like to see some of your strat, but like
that would be
the
giving away our
Arson
strat.
will also, like, they didn't have any chance against you guys, so it's a
Hey.
GG.
Maybe next week.
Oh yeah, next week. So
Since the top 1 and 2,
games.
so we might bring out some Strat.
so if we were to talk about
We
that,
will.
so you have 5 victories, 0 defeats. Your 6th match is going to be played. You moved it to Sunday, didn't you? Right. So
Yeah, we're probably playing on Sunday against Unique, I guess.
yeah,
I think
unique,
that's it.
unique. Which are okay. So the next games are going to be absolutely magnificent, magnificent pronunciation. So you are second in the ranking. Unique is third in the ranking in the season. So you're going to be facing off against them this Sunday. Then next week, if you were to be able to beat Unique Esports, which it might be a close game, but you should be able to come out on top, right? You still are undefeated 5-0.
I mean, we'll see. We will
Yeah,
have to play with a sub Sunday, but
Oh,
I guess we
okay.
can make that work.
So
We'll figure this out.
let's go through both scenarios, okay? So you win against Unique Esports. You are 6-0, which would put you in a tie against Hostile Actions, right? Six victories, 0 defeats is amazing, first of all. By having 2 teams having this kind of track record, and you will be facing off against each other next week. So, assuming you win against Unique Esports, one of those 2 teams with the 6-0 scoreline will see their win streak abruptly cut right there and then. The other scenario, if you were to lose against Unique Esports, then you'd have 5 victories and 1 loss. Unique Esports, by getting another victory against you tomorrow, or in 2 days rather, would be finding themselves to having the same track record as you. So if you lose, you are going to be tied for 2nd place with Unique Esports. So for both of these teams, so your next game, OnlyFans and Unique Esports, will have a lot of incentive for both teams to perform admirably well. I would hate to miss that match, but I believe we're likely to have a scheduling conflict with the tournaments, which we're relaunching. So yeah, I will see what gives, but I don't know what is gonna happen. But I know I do want to see that match. So I think this is gonna be just about it for us tonight. Yasin, last chance if you have another question for them.
No, I would like to thank you, Hans. It was very fun.
Well, thank you for being here. Like I said, it was your first time. Of course, you're gonna get better with time. But even just having a conversation is so much better than having a dumb monologue. So there you go. Thank you for being here, and to the players once again, GG's for winning that game. And we'll see you shortly. If I'm not able to catch our next match, we'll see you in next week.
Probably
And until
against
then,
Hostile Action for the next match.
yeah, you're playing Hostile Actions, and that match I do not want to miss for anything in the world. But until then, once again, GG's on your victory. Have an amazing rest of the night, and until we meet again, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, see you
Bye.
guys.
See ya, guys. Yes, yeah, and
See ya.
thank you again.
So Yasin, I'm just gonna move you here in that other channel because we're gonna be, wrapping up the stream properly. So this was a match that we've seen cast by myself and Yasin. Yasin, how was your first casting experience?
I was a bit stressed at first, but then I think it went good. I think it went great. The match was okay. It wasn't the best match, but it was fun.
Yeah, that match was pretty short and sweet, but it was still a good match to see. So we're gonna talk more in lengths after that stream if you are able to stay in the call. But I hope to see you again eventually on the streams. Like I said, always better than to have a stupid monologue. So yeah, thank you all for being here. The next games are scheduled to start on Sunday. But on Sunday, we're also gonna have the tournaments, so I am not sure. I'm unsure as to which game exactly is gonna get casted, either the tournament or the league. It remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure: the channel will be live on Sunday. So until then, thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the game. We definitely did enjoy it. And until we meet again, like I said to the players, have an amazing rest of the night.
Bye, thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Heading out to the bomb. Protect the diffuser. Position compromised. Seconds left. Attackers drop the bomb. 10 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Bomb located by attackers. Attackers drop the bomb diffuser. by attackers.